Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I am your muse Tracy. I am here to inspire you and empower you. This is going to be an empowering video to live the life of your dreams, to create on purpose exactly what you want in all areas of your life, to stop settling, to stop suffering. You are not here to suffer. If that sounds good to you, you are definitely welcome to join me and subscribe to my channel. So 3D circumstances, limiting beliefs, they're all self-perpetuated. This is not about blame. This is about empowerment. So let's get right into it. There's no time to waste. So, as I said, this video is all about empowering you. But first, we have to recognize that 3D reality, your circumstances, your limiting beliefs, your reactions to your 3D reality, your programming, the framework for your life, the filter through which you see and experience life is all self-perpetuated. If the filter doesn't serve you and your highest vision for yourself and for your life, it is controlling you. And the only thing keeping it alive is you. So now let me just clear something up. I'm not saying that, again, this framework, even the circumstances, I'm not saying fault. I'm not saying it's your fault. Your programming, you didn't choose your programming, likely, until you do this work that I teach on this channel, which teaches you to look at the programming that you absorbed before you knew you had a choice and decide if it's what you want to keep around or if it's what you want to change. But before you do that work, you didn't choose your programming. You absorbed your programming from your environment. And so it's not your fault. But if you know about this, know about manifesting, know about what Neville is teaching, it is your responsibility to understand the programming, which basically means understand yourself and make a new choice. Again, if it's not supporting your highest vision, like I just said, if the filter, the framework, the structure of your life, the beliefs that you hold within you, if it's not supporting your highest vision, then it's up to you to change it, okay? So this is why it is an imperative step in mastering the art of conscious creation and consciously creating your reality is getting to know and understand yourself and understand your programming. And I cannot tell you the amount of people that come to work with me that have resistance to this. And to be perfectly honest, I had resistance to it too. Surprise, surprise. And I say this all the time, but in the beginning of my manifesting journey, learning about consciously creating, I had no interest. I had no interest in, really looking at myself. I just wanted my stuff. And so if you're there, I totally get it. I totally get it. I've been there myself, and we all start somewhere, okay? But usually what happens is we reach a limit on what we can create, because manifesting is all about you. And so when you're skipping over you, you can only manifest so much, right? So we all sort of get to this point of feeling like we're hitting a brick wall and we have to go deeper. And so that's what I'm here to guide you all through and to help you learn how to do. And as I just said, it's an imperative step to mastering the art of conscious creation, right? We're not just doing, coffee and, manifesting more money and then losing it, or manifesting relationships and losing them, or jobs and losing them, things in and out, in and out, in and out. No, we're not doing that. We are really sort of mastering the art of this so that we can manifest effortlessly what it is that we deeply desire and keep it and enjoy it. And this is only achieved through understanding yourself, understanding the programming, the framework, because it's that framework that is running the show. So this isn't about denial, suppression. That will only work against you if you try to deny or suppress what's going on deep within you. And as stated by Carl Jung, until you make the unconscious conscious, it will run your life and you will call it fate. But it's not fate. It's your mirror. Reality is your mirror. It's this brilliant design. It's so brilliantly designed. And it becomes very obvious, when you don't know, you just think life is happening to you and you just, wow, what's even happening? Like it's random. Life is just random and just happening, but it's not. And when you learn that everything is specifically catered to you, you can see that. You can see how everything is really a reflection of what you hold deep within you. So we don't skip this step of understanding ourselves. We're not skipping this anymore. At least not on this channel. That's not what I teach. So this isn't about hoping or wishing, and it's not about hoping or wishing. It's about harnessing the power you were literally born with. You were born with the power to create your reality consciously. And you're utilizing that power either consciously or unconsciously. You're using that power whether you know it or not, right? So this is why investing in coaching is the smartest investment you can make. You're not failing if you invest in coaching, and you're not broken if you invest in coaching. It's actually the most empowering and smart thing that you can do for yourself and invest in. The most successful people in any area of life know this, and they don't hesitate to invest in themselves. So your circumstances, your 3D reality, it is your creation. You're not a victim to the circumstances. You're the powerful creator of the circumstances. Now, if you don't know how you created them, meaning that you don't know what you were consciously thinking, this really isn't where your work is. And this is where a lot of people get stuck. This isn't where your work is. It's not to uncover what you were thinking consciously to create them. Unwanted things were not consciously created. It's the unconscious that creates the unwanted things. So it's about looking at what the unwanted circumstances stir up within you. You first have to break the illusion that the circumstances are being done to you, and then notice what is being stirred up within you. Is it creating a feeling that you're not worthy of what you want, that you are, being mistreated, that you're being second best, you're being cast aside, you're being, whatever it is, you have to look at what meaning that you're giving to things, because that's your programming. These are the limiting beliefs, the limiting concepts, the framework that is running the show. So we look at what are the circumstances stirring up within you, what limiting beliefs are coming up around, what you get to have or what is possible for you in this life, because that's your key, your insight into the programming and into the unconscious that created those circumstances. This is your way in. But again, this is where support and guidance is so helpful, especially if you're new to this type of work. You can't really see the programming because in the beginning, you believe it. You think you are it. You think that, that's just how it is. And that's real. And that's truth. But it's not. It's just the programming. So in the beginning, at least, we usually need some support to help us see what is really true and what is just programming. But once you can see the programming and you understand what, first of all, you understand who you are and you know that you get to choose. You understand 3D reality is just reflecting back your deeply held truths about yourself. You no longer believe in only what you can see and sense with your five senses. You remember that creation is finished and that all possibilities already exist for you. And to shift into something new, a new possibility for yourself, something more aligned, you have to first hold that possibility in your consciousness, and you have to keep coming back to this choice again and again and hold it dominantly in your consciousness until it becomes visible with your five senses. So this is sort of back to the question that I get asked a lot in one-on-one sessions. How long should I persist for? Or how long do I have to persist for? And the answer is you persist until your desire, your preference, your choice is present in your 3D reality. Not 1 week or 2 weeks because you think that it should have shown up already. No, your job is to persist until it shows up because you know that it will. This is why I preach. This is not about hoping and wishing. That will only get you so far. That'll get you 1 or 2 weeks. Again, speaking from experience. That'll get you 1 or 2 weeks, and then you'll fall off needing the evidence, wondering what you're doing wrong and spiraling from the lack of evidence because you still need the evidence because you're, again, operating from a hope or a wish, not from knowing and choosing. So I am speaking from experience. There was a time when I could persist for 1 week, maybe 2, and then I would spiral and fall off and wonder where it is and wonder what's going wrong and wonder why, everything seems to be against me. No, we have to come from this place first, knowing or at least committing to this is how it works. This is how it works. This is what I'm choosing to believe. And then from that place, we can persist until it shows up because we aren't depending on it showing up in order to persist. We know that it will. So persisting becomes easier without any evidence. And again, this is where it can be helpful to have that guidance and have that support because, surprise, surprise, most people and the whole society around you is not operating from this. So it will feel like everything is trying to pull you away from persisting. You might even hear things like be realistic or get your head out of the clouds or, whatever, things like this. So this is where it's helpful to have that support and have that guidance. So I'm going to close up this video here. I don't want it to be too long. I'm always trying to make my videos a little bit shorter. They never seem to be much shorter, but let me just recap real quick. Your circumstances, 3D reality, your limiting beliefs, they're all self-perpetuated. And this is about knowing and understanding yourself, because once you understand that your limiting beliefs, your framework, the filter through which you see life isn't upon you, it's not your fate, it's something that you absorbed, and it's something that you have complete control over changing. And knowing that if you change your deeply held beliefs and you change the framework so that you can hold your preferences dominantly in your consciousness, then they have to get expressed. They have to get pushed out. That's all that's going on here. Your reality is a mirror of what you dominantly hold as true in your consciousness. So we have to learn to make these shifts internally and stop looking externally, because externally is waiting on you. You're not waiting on the 3D reality to shift. 3D reality is waiting on you to shift. Creation is finished. It's all available to you now. So if you need any help with any of this is big stuff, by the way. Let's not minimize it. And, getting help with this type of stuff is exactly like the most valuable thing that you can invest in. And it doesn't mean that you're failing. It doesn't mean that you're doing something wrong. It means that you're quite smart and wise, and you know that investing in yourself and investing in, regaining access to this power that you have within you that is your birthright. This is your birthright. You just got trained away from it. But reacquainting yourself and getting access to this is the absolute best thing that you could ever invest in. So that's it for this one, you guys. Leave me a comment down below, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.